How would you like to have 100% financing for your real estate flips and your buy and hold strategies? Well, I have a guest that can provide that and more. Stand by. Let's get it. Hello guys, this is Ty A.K., the Flip Man, and today is one of the special days on my channel. I have a guest that has been kind enough to offer her time to give us some real information about how we can leverage credit to be more successful in this world of real estate. I'm not going to do too much yapping here. We're going to go right into it because time is money. So welcome, Renika. How are you today?
I'm doing awesome. I'm doing great. Thank you for having me on your show today.
No problem at all. Thank you for providing the time to do so. So we're going to get right into it. I'm just going to ask you just a simple question is, who are you? What's your background? And I know I was impressed with what you told me. So I think you should share that with individuals that'll watch this video now and 5 years from now.
So thank you so much, Ty, for having me on the show. I am Reunikia Williams. I have been in real estate and finance since I was 17 years old. Ooh. Decided to go to school. And at that time, no one in my family was in real estate, no one was in finance. It was pretty much a military factory worker background. So when I decided to take that route, I had a lot of naysayers, a lot of no-sayers, a lot of people will tell you what you cannot do because they have not done it. So if I had listened to them, I probably wouldn't have got to where I am today. So just think about studying real estate and finance at a very, very early age. So it really taught me how money works. It taught me the power of real estate. And from there, I just took off. And now it's a matter of being able to simplify the financial world so the average mind can go out here and really build generational wealth. And that's what it's really about. Thus far, I have gotten, my undergrad degree in real estate and finance, went back to school at the age of 25 to get my master's in finance, real estate license, insurance license, security license. So I've been really perfecting this craft for over 13 years. So now it's about getting the word out, simplifying what was never taught so we can go out there and really start building wealth.
I was impressed with that information as far as her background then, a week ago, and even more so now. So let's get into it. Most people that are watching this are interested in wholesaling houses, but also a lot of people want to gravitate over to doing flips. Mm-hmm. And with that, it takes money, whether Absolutely. It's your money or someone else's money. So go into what you offer and I guess the process itself.
Okay. It's definitely not a cliche statement. It do take money to make money, but the key is it do not take your money. It take you having access to the money and understanding and having strategies on understanding what to do with the money. So what we show people is OPM is the way. Other people money, TBM, the bank's money is the way to build wealth. And in my saying, in my words, credit is the gateway to wealth. So if you're not using your credit is the vehicle to wealth. And the investing strategies is the key. So if you're not using credit and you do not have the proper investment strategies, you will be in a financial standstill. So what we do is help you understand the power of credit. Credit can get you whatever you want. With credit, there's no money problems. There's no limit to what you can do with credit. So just as we know in wholesaling, we wholesale houses every day. We wholesale houses because it takes no money, a little to any money, to be able to flip properties. So what we also have done is showing our partners and clients on how to actually find, fix, and flip a property with absolutely no money out your pocket as well. And the way that you do that is using your credit and understanding the power of credit. So a lot of times, we was taught to not use our credit, to pay cash for everything. And those are bad principles that was passed down from generation to generation. You don't want to pay cash for everything. You do want to use your credit. It's just the difference between good credit and bad credit. You don't want to use it for bad credit. You want to use your credit for assets that's going to pay for itself. And as it pays for itself, you get to gain cash flow. So with one of our programs, we have a program called the 680-690 program, and I call it AKA gap funding. And what I mean by that is, with a good deal, a lender would lend on a property that makes sense. It's easy to find a lender to lend 85 to 90% on the purchase price, and they will give you 100% of the rehab amount. That's easy to find. But what makes those deals hard, and why it's hard for people to transition from wholesaling to fix and flipping, because a lot of times people do not have that 10% or that 15% down payment. So that deters people away from finding fixing and flipping. So what we did, it came up with a strategy we call gap funding. And gap funding, it is a program that we help you fund the gap. The gap is the down payment. So we have a hard money lender that will give you 90% purchase price, 100% rehab. Then you have to come to the table with 10% plus closing costs and points. So that being said, that may end up being 20%. So with that being said, if you don't have $20,000, $25,000 to be able to get that deal done, you would never flip a deal. So what we did is, with this particular program, we able to fund that 10% or that 15% down payment with additional creative financing called unsecured credit in order to take care of that down payment. So when you couple, and this is just creative financing, nowadays you cannot just go into the bank and they're just going to give you money, especially as a real estate investor. You have to creatively finance your deals, and that's what we have came up with, is a creative strategy on financing your deal. So if we take you to get a hard money loan or a private equity loan, and that they will give you money to purchase and money to rehab, then you use your credit to take care of the gap using the gap funding option. So if you couple those two programs together, you just purchase that property at 100% financing, 100% of other people's money, or the 100% of the bank's money. And then we take it a step further. We allow the lines to take care of the monthly debt service. So of course, you're going to have to hold this property for 3 or 4 months until you flip it out. So the remaining line of the gap funding take care of the monthly payment. So at that point, you have flipped the deal at 100% financing, and all you're doing is managing the debt that is given to you.
Wow. Give us an example.
Okay, so let's talk numbers. I'm a numbers girl.
Don't be alarmed. We'll get back to the video in a second. But I have to do some house cleaning. I have the 200 plus videos here right on YouTube that anyone can take advantage of right here on my channel. Make sure you subscribe to the channel so you are alerted whenever I upload new videos like this one, and when I actually go live on YouTube, especially on Thursday nights where I have my live Flippinars, where you can ask questions about real estate investing, mainly wholesaling. If you want a free copy of the one-page contract that I've used since 2003 to do tons of deals, you can get a free copy of that contract by simply going to my website, flipman.net. Submit your name and phone number, hit submit, and boom, you'll get access. Oh, while you're there, if you need step-by-step courses on wholesaling houses and apartments without using your actual cash or credit, then I do offer that along with coaching directly from me right there on the site. So check out the different options. Don't forget to follow me on Twitter at TheFlipMan. Also on Instagram and Snapchat at flipman.net. That's flipman, DOTNET. If you like podcasts, simply go to flipmanpodcast.com. I have it available for Android and Apple products. If you need to analyze your deals, simply go to dealyoulater.com. That's dealyoulater.com. And if you need funding for your actual flips and or for your actual buy and hold strategies, simply go over to fundmynextdeal.com. That's fundmynextdeal.com. So back to the video.
And I love talking numbers. So let's put this in an example. So say for instance, you was looking to purchase a property at $100,000, and it needed $50,000 in rehab, and it was worth $250,000. So that means that the lender would give you 100% of the $50,000, and they'll give you 90% of the $100,000, which is 90% of the purchase price. Which in this particular scenario, you have to come to the table with $10,000 down payment. So say for instance, you had a 700 credit score, and we're able to leverage your credit score, and we got you $100,000 in unsecured lines. And just to go back to the unsecured lines in the unsecured program, the gap funding. The gap funding, if you have at least a 680, 690 credit score, it will help you qualify for up to $150,000 of unsecured credit. No financials needed, no collateral needed, no income verification, no tax returns, no bank statements. None of that is needed. All you need is to have a 680, 690 credit score. You're able to qualify for up to $150,000 in unsecured credit. That $150,000 is what we fund the gap with. We fund the gap with. So now you're leveraging your credit. Now you're tapping into your financial power. I call using your credit your financial power. If you're not using your credit, you are financially powerless, because all you can do is do what the amount of cash that you have, which is going to be limited. So you tap into your financial power by tapping into credit and tapping into really good credit. So with this particular scenario, say for instance, we got your $100,000 in unsecured gap funding. So we'll take that $10,000 off that line, and we'll purchase a property with it. You just purchase a $100,000 property with no money at your pocket by creatively financing it. Okay. And then, of course, it's going to come with monthly payments. So if we got you $100,000 and all you needed plus closing costs and points, all you needed was $20,000, at least $80,000 left on that line. That $80,000 is used to take care of the monthly payments until you flip it out in 3 to 4 months. So all you're doing is managing the debt, using other people's money, and being able to flip a property at 100% financing by tapping into your financial power by using credit.
So just to thinking through the deal from the hard money side of the 90%, because I'm sure they're just not going to finance any property. They're going to go through their due diligence period to see how safe of an investment it is. Mm-hmm. The ability, number one, for the rehab to be done. Number two, how fast it can probably be sold based on data for that particular area. And then I guess the third thing would be maybe some of the person's experience, or how would that play out? Because I know that will factor in with the hard money lender.
Absolutely. So your experience do take in consideration. So a person that has flipped a couple properties in the last year or 2 years, they would most likely do re-qualify to do 90% acquisition and 100% rehab. But if it's your first deal, most likely you're going to do an 85% acquisition and 100% rehab. So that means that you have to come to the table a little bit more money, which is a 15% down. Now, honestly, deals, hard money is deal based. It's asset based. So if the asset makes sense to the lender, they will lend on it. We can go down all the way down to a 600 credit score. Can fund a 580, but if you're trying to flip a house and you need loans at a 580, you purchasing a very expensive note. But we can definitely get you in there, but it's just going to be a lot more expensive to do it. So sometimes it's better to take 2 or 3 months and take a step back for 2 or 3 months. Look at repairing your credit to strengthen yourself and to be able to get the best loans and the best rates. But if not, we can go all the way down to a 600, 580. Your experience doesn't matter. We can do first-time flippers, but you definitely have to come to the table a little bit more money, like 85%. or 15% instead of the 10%. And it's deal based. So deals are funded based on debt, not debt to income, but loan to value. Deals are funded based on loan to value. So what I mean by that is how to quickly qualify yourself is multiplying the ARV of the property that you're trying to purchase times 70%. That's mainly the maximum of what any lender is going to loan. And I tell people all the time is, if your lender come back after they do their numbers and they come back and they need 30% down, 35% down, 50% down, it's because you're way over the 70% threshold. Yeah. Like, I'll fund you this deal, but the loan to value at 90%, I got to get down to 70. So I'm going to need 40% to fund this deal. And if a lender ever bring you and ask you for that much down payment, reconsider your deal. It does not make sense.
I guess with that 70%, that you have to take in consideration, and you'll correct me, you got to include repairs in that 70%, correct?
Yeah, the 70% is after repair. I mean, is the rehab amount and the purchase price.
Okay, exactly.
It's the rehab amount. So we take this. You have a calculator out?
Okay. Yeah.
Okay. So we take this example I just did. So I said that the property was 100. The property, the purchase price is 100,000. The rehab amount is 50. Okay. But the property is worth 250.
So 70% of that is
70% of 250 is
175.
175. So you end up getting 100% of that rehab. You can actually get up to that 175, but they only going to give you 90% purchase price, and they end up giving you 100% rehab. Now, say for instance, if the ARV was 200,000, what's the
if the ARV was 200,000, then 140.
140. So that means that if we purchase a property at 100,000, that means that they'll only loan $40,000 of that rehab amount.
Okay. All right.
So that's how a deal is really determined if it's lendable, or a lender be able to loan on it, or if not, if it falls within that 70% threshold of the after repair value.
Okay. Now you mentioned about the 600 and 580 score. That won't qualify for the unsecured stuff, though, correct?
No, it doesn't. So with that, you're going to have to come to the table with liquid cash. But what we do, we don't deny anybody. What we do is, if you have a 600, 580, don't worry yourself. Put yourself in credit repair, because that $300, $400, $500, or whatever someone may charge you to repair your credit, is the return on that is huge, because you can put $500 into repairing your credit, and it can position you to get $80,000, $90,000.
Correct.
So at the end of the day, put some money, invest in yourself, work on your credit. If you at that 580, 600, to put yourself in a stronger financial position.
Okay, which we'll get into, because I think that's one of your services also, right?
Absolutely.
Okay. All right. So fast forward. And I wanted to talk about this. We briefly talked about this when we had our conversation with you, Kelly and I, last week. But assuming that you had a group of individuals, we'll just say eight individuals, maybe male, female combination or whatever.
Uh-huh.
And all of them have a 690 and higher credit score. And they wanted to all get unsecured lines to be able to pool their money together for a project of some sort, maybe on the commercial side. All right. How would that work? Just to throw a curveball at you.
Absolutely. This is something I encourage. This. Get a group of your family members. This is generational wealth that we're building. So I encourage individual to build that investment group. Build their investment team, because if you have 10 people that all have a 680, 690 credit score, they all qualify for the 100 up to 150,000, and they get 100. That's $1 million, or $1 million to $1.5 million in buying power. You can pull that money together and use it as a down payment for a 200 unit complex. So getting a team of individuals together and being able to leverage each other credit, now you have a endless amount of other people money that you can tap into in order to go out there and build your wealth and build wealth for you and your family. So I encourage that. I encourage for everyone to build a team of 10 people, and they all get their credit right, or they all tap into their credit and position themselves for the $150,000 line of credit. I'm gonna tell you all, we are living in a different time right now. And if you position yourself right now, you can position yourself to become a multi-millionaire behind business, behind real estate, because we in that wave. And you got to take advantage of the time we in today. I'm not for sure that one day they're going to cut off this option for us. But right now, it is a creative option to get us in the game, to allow us to go out there and purchase a property at 100% financing. And it's also an option if we go out there and couple 10 people together, we can pool all this money together, and we can go out there as a family or as a group and go out there and purchase a 100-unit, 200-unit complex, build a shopping center, whatever you want. You know, this is huge, it's amazing, it's a great opportunity. I encourage everyone to tap into their financial power, get those groups in place so you can go out there and really start building generational wealth.
Okay. Well, what I guess, if someone wants to get started, because I think you've hit the nuts and bolts of it. And well, let me just say this. And you and I discussed it, you know, because I'm going to send them to you. So, I created, and I didn't even tell you this before I started, but I think you'll like it. I came up with a site to funnel people through to you. Fundmynextdeal.com.
Love it. Love it. Love it.
Okay.
Absolutely.
So what happens is that you go there, submit your name, phone number, and it's going to take you directly to her site, and you dive in. Now, the process of whenever they get to your site, because I know people are going to have a lot of questions, and I'll reach out to you for them because I don't want you to be bombarded. I have a little following, you know. So, but as far as that process, is that once they go to your site, they like what they see. Just take us through how that works normally.
Okay. So once they get to the site, but most people are probably going to be, it's 3 different tabs. You have the unsecured credit, which is the gap funding that we talked about. You have the rehab tab, and we also have the business tab. So if you're looking for unsecured funding, you want to input your information under the unsecured tab. If you're looking mainly for the rehab, you want to put your information under the residential and commercial rehab tab. So once you input your information, and I really encourage everyone to go through the 680 gap funding program. I don't care if you do have money, leverage your money. Why? Because every high net worth person that I have ever studied have never paid cash to get to where they are. They have vested their way, have used credit to get there. So I would encourage everyone to start at the gap funding, because if you can tap into your credit and receive that $150,000, it outbeats to be able to make profit off someone else's money versus you have to put your own money in. Me personally, I'd rather take risks with someone else's money than take risks with my own personal money. And if I need to fall back on something, I can fall back on my personal money. So I would encourage everyone to go and put the information on the unsecured tab. When you input your information, you're going to get an email from me, and then that email is going to give you steps on what I would need in order to qualify you all for the unsecured gap funding up to $150,000. And that's pretty much, I'm very simple. I simplified these finances and programs and everything, because I want the average person to be able to understand what we're doing, to be able to teach their kids and things of that nature. So the first email, you're going to get an email, is going to be an email with 2 steps on it. That step will be mainly on pulling your credit and getting that profile back over to me and my team, so we can do a credit analysis. And that credit analysis, because it's more than just a credit score. You can have a 700 credit score, but you can have no credit. So it's more than the credit score. So we will give everybody a credit analysis. If you qualify, we can get started with those agreements to start funding. If you don't, we'll also give you a full credit analysis on everything you need to do in order to get yourself qualified for the funding. You can take that analysis, you can go deal with someone you've been dealing with, you can try to do it yourself, or you can use one of our experts on our team. I give you the option to do that. And that's pretty much how you start. It's all about pulling your credit, getting that over to us so we can give you a credit analysis. From there, we can pretty much begin to build out a credit portfolio on your behalf, depending on where you are from a credit standpoint.
Okay, as far as questions, some people will obviously be a little hesitant to submit their information, but if they may have a few questions before, how would you want, I guess, my people to handle that, or how do you want me to handle it? But we'll go from there.
I'm all for answering questions. So however, if you want to put everybody on a conference call and we kind of engage everybody at the same time, you can give anyone my contact information. I'm all about making sure people feel 100% comfortable and understand exactly what they're getting themselves into. Because I don't want to offer the unsecured funding option to anyone who's not ready. Why? Because as soon as we tap into this funding option, the gap funding, it comes with 0% financing for the first 12 to 18 months. Wow. I'm going to say that one more time.
That's powerful.
0% interest for the first 12 to 18 months. So what I mean by that is if you tap into this credit program, you want to hit the ball running because you have an option to tap into very cheap funding, 0% financing, able to go out there and flip as many deals as you possibly can the first 18 months of having this program. So I want people to feel comfortable. I want them to understand what they're getting themselves into, so they can really position themselves for generation to come. And if you really take advantage of it, you should be able to flip 3 to 6 deals at 0% interest. Use 100% of someone else's money.
You know what you just said. For me to give them your contact information.
I did. I mean, it's the only other way for them to get a better understanding. All right. Hopefully, once they go through the website, they should feel comfortable. Because what's going to happen is, I would say this here: submit your information. Because when you submit your information, all it's going to do is within 24 to 72 hours, myself or one of my wealth consultants is going to contact you for a full, at least a 20-minute, 15-minute, 20-minute consultation on what exactly you're trying to do. Because everyone will get a funding consultation with us. Everyone will get an investment consultation. So, because we need to know that you're actually taking the right route to what you're trying to accomplish. It's bigger than giving loans. It's making sure you're in the right position to receive the loan that you're asking for.
Right mindset.
Exactly, in the right mindset, because you can mess around and blow $150,000 in your name, and that can push you back. I don't want you to blow this. I don't want you to do that, because this is an option for you to really get to the next level at 0% interest. So you want to take advantage of it in the best way possible. So submit your information within 24 to 72 hours, a day to 3 days. Someone will contact you and give you a full consultation on exactly to answer any questions about the program. And they'll also be able to give you even more of a in-depth analysis on the program if you have more questions.
Okay, well, there we go. So now let me back up from this. So don't just automatically contact me without going through fundmynextdeal.com.
Yes.
Do that first after you've talked to her, right? And you'll probably have a contact or one of her team's contact information at that point. Mm-hmm. I know some of my existing students, that's fine or whatever, that comes with the territory, but I got more non-students that check out my stuff. So just trying to everybody to be efficient with their time.
Absolutely.
She already has her thing going. We're just, just trying to add on to that, add on for me a little bit and add on. So So
We got to help one another.
yeah,
We got to
exactly.
help one another. And I love what I do. I have a million conversations all day. But the best way to have the most effective conversation is you to submit your credit report, that credit information, so I know that we actually got something on the table, because we can just discuss stuff, but if you're not really ready to move forward, then we're just discussing. I'm ready for people that's ready to move forward, ready to take their ready to make it happen. If you're not, that's fine too. Submit your information anyway, because you may be at a 560 or something below, but we can still help you. We don't turn anybody around. We want to get you to where you need to be. So we meet you where you are to get you where you want to be.
Guys, this is it. So don't sleep on it. This is an opportunity to come back to me, dealing with my girl here.
And most importantly, everyone that comes through the flipman.net network, the initiation fee is waived. So I need you all to go to fundmynextdeal.com. If you go straight to my site or anything, you will be charged an initiation fee. So anyone that I do business relationships with, we waive that. So everyone on his network will have their fee waived. So please go to fundmynextdeal.com. Let's definitely get you in the game, get your business to the next level. And let's start building generational wealth, man. I just literally went to lunch with someone and his dad died. His dad left him 26 houses. This is what we're trying to do, guys. This is a 28-year-old young black brother. His dad left him 26 houses. This is what we're trying to accomplish. We're trying to build generational wealth. So now he's getting $10,000 a month for the rest of his life if he never had to work another day in his life. This is what we're doing, and this is what these funding options are going to allow us to do. So I look forward to working with each and every one of you all.
Okay, guys. Well, we really appreciate my girl, Renikia, for giving us some powerful, powerful information. So fundmynextdeal.com is how you can start this process. This video going to probably be one of my hotter videos. So I hope you're ready, baby girl.
I'm ready. I'm ready. I'm ready. I'm ready to change the world. I mean, this right here is about to change so much. So I'm super ready.
Okay. Well, again, we appreciate her giving us her time, and more importantly, the knowledge that she's given us. And so fundmynextdeal.com is where you can start and submit your name and phone number. It'll take you over to her site, and we'll go from there. So
awesome.
Again, appreciate your time, and
thank you.
We'll see you guys on the flip side.
Awesome. Thank you, Ty.